Welcome to Warp Zone 9, Warpcast episode 13. I'm Denton. I got
Anthony
and
Dane.
how you guys been?
Good.
It's been a while.
Doing all right, yeah. It's been
yeah.
a couple weeks.
So Splatoon just came out. You enjoying that?
I am. Me and my roommates have been playing that basically nonstop any free time for the last 5 days.
It's amazing how addictive it can be. Like just one more match.
Well, and it helps that they're so short. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't feel short when you're in them, but because it's so tense. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's what,
Well,
3-4 minutes. Like,
Yeah. And consider, like, I just got my first hands on with it, but the gameplay style, while it's, similar to a lot of third-person shooters or whatever, just the objective and how you win is so completely different from anything else that I've ever seen or played. It's really refreshing, actually. It's something different, and it's gonna... I don't know. It should bring some new creativity to the shooter market.
Mm-hmm.
Shooter market.
supposedly there's more mods or more modes they're talking about possibly coming out, which could be kind of fun too.
Yeah, they definitely said they're going to support it going forward with more content.
Yeah,
so.
it'll be interesting to see because
Yeah.
even 1 or 2 more just modes would make it so
Yeah.
you could literally play that like all week nonstop if you could switch up.
I've had some people golf at the fact that it's a $60 game, but the amount of potential that's there for more content going forward.
And I've only done a little bit of the story, but looking at like how many like levels there are and how long it's taken me to do the ones I have, I mean, I don't really see the problem of it being $60
Well,
for the whole single player plus then multiplayer. How many hours you can get into that?
How much do people play? People pay $60 for a brand new AAA shooter title, and just go straight to the multiplayer and don't touch anything pertaining to the main story unless it unlocks special stuff.
Yeah, and plus there was Evolve that came out a few months ago where that's only online, and that came out at $60.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
So
people just complain about pricing in games anyway, no matter what the game is.
people
now.
complain just to complain. So it is what it is.
So we'll just touch on briefly stuff that happened in the last week or so. So like about a week ago, last Friday, the Amiibo came out. The latest wave of Amiibo. So I went to our nearest Toys R Us, which is only actually an hour and a half away. So I managed to get everything that came out today, with the exception of Ness, which is the GameStop exclusive, hence why I couldn't get it at Toys R Us. But I managed to snag Jigglypuff at Target after I got my Amiibo at Toys R Us, which is surprising because they opened up 2 hours before Toys R Us did, but they still had some. So the supply seems pretty good, with the exception of Ness.
Because what are the other big ones though from this one? Because Ness seems to be
Ness is probably the rarest,
the
I would
most
say.
popular.
Yeah.
Like, because you got Mother fans and you got original Smash fans that want Ness.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was Greninja, which is what I got at Toys R Us. He was a Toys R Us exclusive. So the only other exclusive was Jigglypuff at Target. So.
Jigglypuff I could see being pretty popular too, but
Target did a good job of keeping it in good supply for that day anyway. And then the day after that was the Nintendo World Championship qualifiers, which I went to over in Minnesota.
yeah. How'd you do?
I had my new personal high score, which was 900,000, but the winner at that location when I left was 2.7 million. So.
But hey, you did better than your... Yeah, there's people getting some ridiculous...
What games were being played? I didn't get.
So
a chance to catch that.
it was the championship mode and NES Remix on the Nintendo 3DS, which is it's like a little over 4 minutes. You start out with Super Mario Brothers. You collect 50 coins as fast as you can, and so there's a timer, and the timer ticks down regardless of where you are in the games. And so 50 coins in Super Mario Brothers, and then you move on to Super Mario Bros. 3, collect 25 coins. So those two don't really mean that much. Obviously, you want to get them done as fast as possible, but the third game is Dr. Mario, and that's where all the points come from. It's all about your skill in Dr. Mario, and if you suck at Dr. Mario, sorry, you're not going to qualify. So it was held around 8 Best Buy locations across the country, 1 winner from each location going to Los Angeles to the actual championships.
Nice.
So I had fun, even though I wasn't expecting to win, but I wanted to go anyway just to say
Did better than you thought.
That's the attitude to have. My thing that would suck is like, what if you were in first like all day and then like right at the end somebody beats you? You got second.
Yeah.
Like, but you still beat out like 6 of the other stores technically.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, there were stories about how like I think I heard like New York, their best score was like 5-point-something million, crazy like that.
And that's what I mean. I mean, I'm sure with whoever has more turnout is going to have because you get a couple people that just get, because it comes down to luck too, skill and luck to some extent.
And there was a story on the internet about the Texas location. There was a guy that participated in the Nintendo World Championships back in 1990, and he says that he choked because there was like film crew there filming him while he was playing in the championships, and he got stage fright or whatever, and then he just totally screwed up, like where he could have done way better. So he was like, he rationalized it himself by saying, well, I'll do better next year. But Nintendo didn't do it next year or ever since then until this year. So he was like determined to like do it.
Just do well at least. Yeah,
this
you don't have
year.
to win. You just got to do well.
And so he did really well. Except there was this one other guy he had one other person that was his competition, and they were both going back and forth. They kept trying to get a high score, and the guy that wrote the story, he had the high score up until like the 11th hour, and then the other guys came in and stole it from him.
Ouch. It happens. It's all in good fun, though. I mean, they're good stories.
Yeah, so it was fun. It'll be fun to watch the actual championships online next week, which they announced at the Nintendo World Championships 2015. The Legend of Zelda on NES is going to be part of it.
Oh.
So I don't know, like, in what capacity, how people will... Yeah, exactly. That's my first guess, but... we'll find out in just
the newly made dungeon, so it takes you longer because you don't have it memorized.
Dungeon speed run on the New Game Plus, or enter your name as Zelda. It rearranges where all the maps are, or where all the dungeons are, and completely flips on how the maps are arranged. Found that one out the hard way.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that the 8 people that qualified are right now playing Legend of Zelda like all the way through, just trying to remember everything because they don't know exactly how it's going to entail in the competition.
Yeah.
So just get everything.
Well, I'm sure the people that made it are.
Yeah. So a week ago, Nintendo also held a Nintendo Micro Direct where they announced a bunch of stuff coming out later this year, which is pretty cool considering that E3 is next week, but they're still giving us a bunch of stuff ahead of time.
Which just makes me that much more excited for E3.
Exactly. So they're getting all the small stuff out of the way. So they announced Chibi Robo Ziplash. This is a new Chibi Robo game for the Nintendo 3DS. And it's a side-scrolling, like, old-school Castlevania-looking type of game because Chibi Robo is using his electricity plug as like a whip.
Yeah.
And he's using it to like grapple on things and swing around.
Okay. You got my attention.
So, and that's coming out this October, and it's going to come bundled with a Chibi Robo amiibo. Which is that
going to be the first? Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah. Would that be the first third party? Or is Chibi Robo?
Chibi Robo is
Nintendo. Never mind. Yeah. I was going to say because that's what I'll be excited for is the first third party amiibo.
So this is his 4th game that he's been in. One on the GameCube, one on the DS, and then there was a download only eShop game that came out on 3DS.
I forgot it's that old that it was GameCube.
Yeah. Well, it was late GameCube. It was
I know, but still, it's getting up there now.
Mm-hmm. So I believe it's only going to be sold with the amiibo. So. That's good news for amiibo hunters because if Nintendo wants to sell this game, it's going to be in good supply. So.
Yeah.
Well, or unless they're doing it through the store too, the e-store.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're going to do that because I've heard reports that the amiibo is required to play it.
So unless maybe when you do it through the e-store, you get one shipped to you, or they're just not going to. It's only going to be physical, which seems weird to do this day and age. But
it's possible it might be only physical.
I mean,
so and the Chibi Robo amiibo will level up the more you use it. They also announced Dr. Mario Miracle Cure. Speaking of Dr. Mario, right off the coattails of the qualifiers. So this is a new Dr. Mario game.
I'm sure they planned that way.
It's going to feature the gameplay featured in Dr. Luigi that came out like 2 years ago or so. It's going to have the L-shaped pills that in a certain mode. You can also play old school Dr. Mario if you don't want to even touch that. There's also going to be download play, so you can if you have a friend with a 3DS who doesn't have this game, you can both play together just by downloading the software temporarily in the system memory. And there's also going to be different modes and stuff where you can like hinder your opponent by like throwing more pills at them or slowing down or speeding up playtime. So little things, little additions. We also announced that North America is in fact getting Bravely Second End Layer for the Nintendo 3DS.
Which makes me happy.
Yeah, that's coming out sometime in 2016.
Put way too much time into that stupid game.
Did you ever finish it?
Yeah.
You did?
It's a good game, but oh my goodness, you spend so much time just power leveling your guys.
Yeah, I did not.
Because you can level up your jobs. So you get to the max in one job, well, then you use those traits, and so you try to get max in a couple of jobs, yeah.
Are you going to pick this one up?
I'll probably get this one, yeah. Yeah, I use some of the cheats though, because there's like ways to make it so like you get extra points when you poison people, and then you can immediately cure them all. So you made it so you can literally just continually attack 4 times in a row.
I heard there was like a money glitch or something where you could just get.
There's a money glitch too, but I didn't need to use that. You have so much money by the end; doesn't even matter if you're leveling up your jobs.
Yeah. They were also getting Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon and new entry in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
Super mystery.
Super Mystery, yeah. That comes out this winter.
All Pokemon are supposedly in that one, right?
All of them. I don't know.
Like you can't pick from all of them, but you can apparently have them all as partners, which seems ridiculous.
All 720 known Pokemon are in the game. Yeah,
that seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. Have you played any of the Mystery Dungeon games?
I've played the first one on DS, not Game Boy Advance, because they came out for both of them.
Mm-hmm. I have it on the GBA.
They were good. I mean, I only played the first one. I haven't played any of the other ones. The story was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it, and the gameplay was interesting, like for a Pokemon game. I felt it was limited with how many Pokemon you could be initially, but I mean that's one of those.
Would you recommend it to a Pokemon player who only played the?
Yeah, I would at least recommend getting one of them. Maybe not. It doesn't have to be the new one, even if you pick up an old one. Because if you really like it, if you like those kinds of games, you'll love it even more that it's Pokemon.
Does this pique your interest? You said you played one of them.
Oh yeah. I have the original, or the first one on
Red Rescue Team.
Yep. And I didn't beat it, but I definitely enjoyed the gameplay style. It was a little confusing at the beginning when it starts asking you all these questions. It's like, what kind of person are you?
You got to figure out what Pokemon. It's a Pokemon personality test.
Do I
lie or do I tell the truth?
These are some pretty personal questions there.
Some of them were.
Nintendo.
So who'd you end up being?
Machop. I started as a Machop.
I got Meowth. I was not happy about it.
Did you stick with Meowth?
I did.
Oh, dude. I would love Meowth.
The problem is with your just scratch in the beginning, you can't do squat to anybody. You're not super effective to anybody.
Do you get Payday?
Not that I recall, but I think I just use scratch and then tail whip, and then I let my other partners just kill everything. I would just run around.
I don't know about the DS version, but the AI on the GBA version was a little dense.
Oh, you could control them to some extent on the.
You could set on the GBA. You could set them to
use certain moves. Yeah.
Use certain moves,
and then you run forward, and as soon as you saw the enemy, you'd go like this and run backwards, so they'd be in front of you, and then they'd attack it and take all the damage, and you get XP.
The next game, as they announced, LBX Little Battlers Experience is coming to the 3DS. Apparently, this is based off an ongoing anime that is currently already airing on American television. First, I'd heard of it.
I was going to say I've never heard of it. I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a children's anime, obviously. I think they said they mentioned what channel it was on the direct. I want to say it's Nickelodeon. I could be mistaken with that. That comes out August 21st. That's the game is basically you build your own little robots and you fight against other robots.
So kind of like Custom Robo, maybe?
Yeah.
Because I would take that. If it's like Custom Robo, that would be awesome. I've tried to replay that game the other day. Oh my goodness, the graphics.
Yeah, it says lets players build, customize, and battle robots using more than 130 models and more than 4,000 in-game parts.
Yeah, sounds kind of like...
So up to 6 players can connect via local wireless to battle it out. Up to 6 players. So if you had 5 other friends who also have this game, you could all just get together.
So we all need to get it, and then we have to find 3 other friends to get it.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
It sounds like you can customize it enough to just...
And of course, Puzzle & Dragon Z plus Puzzle & Dragon Super Mario Bros. Edition is out. That's been out for a few weeks now.
Yeah, been playing it a little bit.
Oh, you picked it up?
Yeah, the getting some of the items to upgrade your minions, though, is kind of a pain. If you don't want to keep replaying the same levels over and over and over again. Because, like, your first minions, like, all of them need the stupid little wings, the P-Wings, to upgrade. So, yeah.
Nintendo also...
So far fun.
Yeah, Nintendo also mentioned some extra content that came out with Splatoon post-release. It's out now. You saw the NZAP 85 that came out, like, a few days after the game came out. Since then, we've also gotten a few levels, like Port Mackerel.
Which, for whatever reason, my Wii U decides to make me play it all the time when it's an option.
Yeah, and then ranked mode has also become available. That you have to be level 10 or higher to play that. Also, the Ink Brush came out. How do you feel about the Ink Brush? Have you played it? Used it?
We used it a little bit. Our thing is we got so good at using the roller. Like, I feel like the roller does everything the Ink Brush does, but better. You can just run faster with the Ink Brush.
Yeah, the Ink Brush, I think, it's better for close combat.
Like
where
getting
you
up to people,
whip them in the face with the...
Where the roller, I feel like as long as you get enough buffs to your speed, you just chase everybody down. Or you can flick paint at them from above. I feel like such an a-hole.
I've also seen people use the technique on some of the levels where you're up on a high, like, area, and you just kind of whip around and you spread the ankle on the
Yeah,
ground.
that's what you do with the paintbrush or the
Yeah.
roller. You just go and flick paint, and it does like a big area.
Art Academy Home Studio is on its way to the
I
Wii U.
just wanted to get one of those and be like, will it actually teach me to draw better? But then it's always like, if it doesn't, I don't want to spend even the $5. Like,
Yeah.
I think it has potential. I've seen some pretty amazing things come out of it, and I played a little bit of the 3DS one.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I just have never tried it, so I might have to borrow yours and just to try it and see.
Well, I got a digital copy. The reason I bought it,
play it once.
the reason I bought it is because Nintendo's doing a promotion where if you bought like one of these like 4 games, you got a free download code for Donkey Kong Original Edition, which is the only way you couldn't buy this.
I know.
Oh, the original arcade.
So it's like the NES version, but the original NES version only had 3 of the 4 levels that were in the arcade version.
Yep.
So in this original edition, they inserted that extra level back into the NES version, and it's the only way it's been sold, or it has never actually been sold. It was given out to people who bought this, through this promotion.
See, if I had known that when that was the promotion, I would have gotten it then.
Because
but-
like the other 3 games that were part of the promotion I already owned, like physical copies of. It's like, I'll just get an Art
Not
Academy.
surprising. Not surprising at all.
So, and then also Project Treasure, which is a free-to-play Wii U game. It's like a 4-person dungeon crawler game.
We might have to try that. I might have to see that.
This
That
is-
sounds interesting, but I'd have to see more.
Yeah, this is being developed by Bandai Namco Entertainment alongside Nintendo.
'Cause if it's like a kiddie like version of Diablo, that could be really, really fun.
Yeah, they showed a trailer of
Like-
it. They're going for like a realistic style. Like everybody looks. It's not like cartoony or anything. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like Tomb Raider kind of visuals.
Oh, okay.
So it looked kind of cool. It's free to play, so that should be
That's what I
interesting.
mean. Yeah, and it doesn't cost anything to try it. No.
And then one game is coming out for both Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. You guys ever played any of these Mario and Sonic games?
Have not.
Played, yes. Ever purchased? No.
Yeah. I have the first 2, the first summer and the first winter ones for the Wii. I was like super hyped when the first one was coming out. I was like, oh, it's going to be so good. But, it's a little stiff,
And a lot of them, like...
You can tell it's not developed by Nintendo.
A lot of them
It's a
feel
Sega
like
game.
the games are... Like, if you wanted to play those kinds of minigames, you could just start up an old copy of, like, Mario Party, and it has a minigame that's similar to one of their other games.
Are you guys familiar with the Periscope app on smartphones?
Not.
So it's this app where...
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like an app where you can do live streaming. So you can use your phone
okay.
and like live stream, and the people who follow you on the Periscope app will get a notification like, "Hey, this guy's streaming. I'll watch him." So Nintendo opened up their official Periscope app in preparation for E3, where they're doing like little, it's
Little
just
behind-the-scenes
cell phone
stuff,
recording
yeah.
stuff, but it's live, so you
Yeah.
kind of feel like you're getting right there. On
Well,
the
yeah, and you
official
get little behind-the-scenes stuff. Just be like, oh, hey, I'm right here with whoever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they also opened up an official Nintendo of America Snapchat. So if you're in Snapchat, you can add Nintendo.
I am not.
No, not about that Snapchat life.
Not about that Snapchat life. I have the same function by just sending a picture through a text message.
Yeah,
I don't need a special app to do that for
You
me.
don't care about having other people see it other than the person you're sending it to.
Yeah.
Nope.
I guess Snapchat is like where people want to share a photo with multiple people,
Yeah.
but it's a personal thing. So last week there was a rumor that was reported by Japanese company Nikkei. They're a very reputable company. They've had lots of accurate reports and stuff. They've also had some inaccurate ones. So they had a report that Nintendo's NX device that's coming out, who knows when, the next platform is going to run on Android OS. Since then, Nintendo, the next day or two, Nintendo came out with an official response saying that is not true. They said there is no truth to the report saying that we are planning to adopt Android for NX. That came from a spokesperson via the Wall Street
We're
Journal.
not planning to. We already did.
So yeah,
Getting into semantics.
I've heard lots of people say that they don't entirely believe Nintendo's decline on the rumor.
I'll be one of those that doesn't really matter until they release more information.
Yeah.
I could see the benefits of them running Android, because if it's Android, then people who make the games for like the Android tablets and
It'll be
smartphones
easier
can
to-
easily bring it
yeah.
over to the NX, which would allow for more software on the NX, which is
Yeah.
good for Nintendo.
But even
But
if you
unless
just
they
make,
put some severe code limitations, you're going to have people that'll break into it and start hacking it for the online play.
Yeah.
wow, but you can do that now.
I mean,
with
you
the
can do
games.
that
You just
now,
do is set it
but-
up so it bans you.
Yeah.
Then it'd be tied to your number, so it'd be hard to get.
I could see benefits. I could also see. I
Yeah.
probably overall would prefer to see Nintendo make their own unified OS that they can put on. If they do make
compatible
another
with-
handheld or console that runs
Yeah.
code across.
and is compatible with Android and iTunes, so then it's easier for the people that are making it to transition.
And also make it easier for third parties to bring games that would be on other
To
platforms.
transfer them, you just need to do minor tweaks instead of rewrite the entire game.
So, speaking of the Jigglypuff amiibo, Target reported that the Jigglypuff product item page on their website was the most viewed page on their website, like the entire history of Target.com. More people viewed that one page by far.
I'm sure a lot of people were looking for it to sell out too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, to order it, because so many people are trying to order these now. Like,
Yep. So, Jigglypuff reportedly managed to set a new record on page views on Target.com, receiving 1 million views as soon as the pre-orders went live. The second place most viewed item in Target's history is only a mere 20,000 views. So 1 million views versus 20,000.
it's still up.
Yeah. So once live, the Jigglypuff pre-orders sold at 500 sold per minute.
I feel like that's probably just as fast as the credit cards can be processed through their system.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it's not how fast people are typing, it's how fast
So that's how
the servers can
crazy.
handle the orders.
that's how severe the amiibo craze is. Like I know I was one of those people that were on there trying to view it and trying to buy it in my life. So
That's where all the page views came from. Just F5.
yeah, unfortunately at the time I was actually on my phone. I was not at home, so I was like
Refresh. Okay.
waiting for the 3G to kick in.
Yeah.
So Nintendo is promoting their Nintendo Access Mario Maker at Best Buy. That's going to be next week on Wednesday and the following Saturday. So the 17th and the 20th. So you'll be able to go to the nearest Best Buy. It's not all Best Buys, but certain Best Buys will have this promotion where you can go out there and check out Mario Maker.
I'll be working.
Both you work Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to
in
drive
the
out
afternoon.
there. We'll have to drive out there for your lunch just to pick up the pin.
Well,
Yeah.
They're not doing it here at our local Best Buy.
Never mind.
The nearest one from here is Minneapolis.
Oh. Then never mind,
Rip
because we
off.
can't make it there and back in lunchtime.
Yeah.
We could. We might just be breaking a few laws.
My car
Or-
certainly can't. I don't know
or
about
an
yours.
engine.
Yeah.
Because these are being managed by Nintendo representatives, and there's only a few per state. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand. You can some of that stuff. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, a rumor: GameStop is reportedly no longer going to be accepting pre-orders on future Amiibo releases.
They've dropped the ball how many times?
Well, the only major ball I think that was dropped was this last one, where they announced, "Hey, we're doing pre-orders tomorrow." You know, set your
Online
schedule.
in the store.
Yeah. So after the egg on their face after this last debacle, they're like, "We're done. We're not doing this anymore."
to some extent, though, I can understand because I mean, if you keep getting tons of people pre-ordering and then they come in and there's nothing, that looks worse than
Yeah.
if you're just saying we're not doing pre-orders. You have to come to the store to get them.
Yeah.
And then they come to the store. Oh, we're out. Well,
So the rumor is that GameStop stores will no longer be accepting reservations / pre-orders on future Amiibo releases. Stores will place a sign in the store window notifying customers of their inventory. That'll probably be on launch day.
I was gonna say, yeah, notifying what they're getting in, not how many. Because somebody will be out there race.
Yeah, they did that with when the Amiibo came out this last
Yeah.
like Friday, or they put a window up in the door saying how many they had. So if you're waiting in line, you're like, "Oh, I'm bailing."
Well, yeah, if there's 10 in and then you're number 11th or 12th in line, nope.
Yeah,
Because
limits will be
11th, I'd wait just in case somebody changed their mind or two people were together.
Yeah.
limits will be placed on one of each figure per customer, and GameStop systems will keep track of multiple accounts using the same address. So I'm assuming that's if you're a GameStop rewards member or whatever.
Ooh.
So
Which
trying to
is
scam the system.
which is fine to some extent, but like I have 3 roommates. Like
Oh, yeah,
that kind of
that's
stuff
true.
can get
So you,
screwed
so you
over.
couldn't be like, "Hey, buddy, can you help me out and come with me to GameStop?"
Well, yeah, but what if
tonight?"
we both actually want, like when
Use
it's
your
separately.
parents' address.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure it'll be if it's once or I don't know how strict it's going to be on it, but if they notice you're doing it all the time, maybe they'll be like, no.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the Squid Girl anime / manga series?
I've
No.
heard of it, and it's on. I believe it's on Netflix, isn't it? Or it was on Netflix.
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
Maybe it was on Netflix, but
sure
I've
it's
never
on
actually
Hulu.
watched it.
yeah. I've seen like an episode or two of it. It's a comedy anime about this Squid Girl's who's trying to take over the world, but she ends up just like working at this restaurant and just kind of
It's a gag one.
yeah, it's a
basically.
gag. She keeps threatening she's gonna take over the world, but it's just like she's just kind of hanging out.
Devil is a part timer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, same kind of premise.
Except it's a cute little girl that's in a position. So there's been a bunch of promotion because she's a squid girl. Nintendo just came out with Splatoon, so it's kind of the same kind of demographic.
Yeah.
So the creator of Splatoon came out with a bunch of artwork collaboration featuring Squid Girl with the Splatoon characters. Nintendo also made one, which is what we're looking at right now. But Nintendo announced that they actually are making a collaboration DLC for the character where there's just going to come with Squid Girl like costume DLC for Splatoon. Unfortunately, this has only been announced for Japan. We're not sure if we're getting it in North America.
I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to transfer it over, though. Like, DLC especially. Like, what do you need to translate? The name of the outfit?
It's probably it's probably a licensing thing, if I had to guess.
Oh, issues. That could be, yeah.
Which would be weird, because I'm assuming that if the Japanese are using this DLC costumes, that if you're playing online, like us in North America would be able to see
them. So theoretically, unless it like defaults to a different costume,
which
would be dumb.
I've seen it. I've seen it done in games.
Oh yeah, it'd just be dumb. I mean, I understand it. Sometimes it has to be done, but.
Nintendo announced that Super Mario Bros. Has been inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. But I was surprised that this wasn't already a thing.
When you had just said that, I was like, it hadn't already?
Yeah. So this and a bunch of other games, like I think Pac-Man was another one that got inducted.
And that's part of it, too. I mean, think of how many games have been, if they only induct a couple every year. Yeah, there's probably lots of games that you'd be like, oh, they haven't been yet?
Exactly. So they say they sold 40 million copies, 44 million units worldwide since launch. So Mario's very recognizable. So he's shoo-in for that. Another rumor: people are taking the chips inside of the amiibo and have been looking at the code inside to kind of see what they can find. And they found out that the possibility of future releases. One of the things is that all the Pokemon amiibo that are currently out for like Smash Brothers, like Greninja, and Jigglypuff and all that, the code inside shows their national Pokedex entry for each one.
Now, see, could that mean that they're doing all the Pokemon, or they're just doing it that way because it was easy to have the code be called that for like sorting purposes? Like, it could be either or. It would be interesting to see, because I don't know about you, but I don't see a lot of people buying all of the Pokemon amiibos.
No.
Like, a lot of people are either going to get, like, for three evolution ones, they're going to get the first or the last. They're not going to get all three.
So maybe
somebody will.
Maybe they're just keeping the door open, because I'm sure long term they're going to keep making these amiibo, and definitely, like, more series and more series,
If they find a way to just do, like, design them all so you can just print them on order, you could have people just ordering them, and then you get 3D
printing is getting insanely cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. Like, people 3D print, like, Ice Climber amiibo.
Well, yeah, because you can program the chip. I mean, people have been doing that with, like, Charizards. They'll do, like, different pose Charizard or different evolution.
I've seen Charizard.
And they just 3D print it, and they just take the chip out of the other one and stick it in there. It works the exact same then.
Yeah, other notes is they found is that apparently there's a Mii Fighter amiibo on the way just by looking at the code of sort of a specific amiibo.
So I can customize it to look like my Mii, I don't care.
Yeah. Also appears that Zero Suit Samus and the Dr. Mario amiibo will function the same as the Samus and Mario amiibo, respectively, in games like Mario Kart 8 and Ace Combat, and with Dr. Mario featuring functionality in Mario Party 10. So you'll use the Dr. Mario amiibo in Mario Party 10.
Oh, so it'll just count as like Mario in those games.
I'm guessing. Unless there's going to be an update where they add, unless he's
split it. And new level.
It'd be cool to have Mario Kart dressed as a doctor. Everyone around knocking people off the edge.
Fireballs replaced by a giant pill.
Yeah.
There also seems to be plans to release another Rosalina amiibo with minus the Luma, so just Rosalina. She is featured in Mario Party 10 without the Luma, so it makes sense. So there's space reserved inside the NFC chips for every Pokemon, which is what we talked about. And it appears that there are 2 more in the Super Mario Bros. Series of amiibo on the way that have yet to be announced. So right now we got Mario, Yoshi, Luigi, Bowser.
Gino.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we talking main series?
I was thinking they're talking for the newest one that just came out. Yeah.
So are you guys familiar with Kevin Pereira? You ever guys watch G4?
Yeah.
You guys remember him?
Yeah, every day.
Well, the biggest thing people probably know him from is the host of Tackle Show. He made a tweet saying, "Forget the boat. See you guys at E3. Hashtag Nintendo. Hashtag NWC." So there's been no official announcement, but just judging by that tweet, it sounds like he might be hosting the Nintendo World Championships 2015, like the live stream of it.
Which would be awesome.
So he's no stranger to hosting video game tournaments and stuff. He hosted a show called Arena on G4 way back in the day. So we shall see. So I haven't seen him in a long time, like on television or anything in a long time.
Screwed up G4 TV.
Yeah.
So Splatoon has seen major sales success in Japan. Nintendo Sales Tracker in Japan reports that the physical copies of Splatoon sold through 97.33% of their initial launch stock. 97.33%.
And you can guarantee those percentages are some store that like 5 people shop at yet for whatever reason. They got like 20 copies. Like,
so yeah, Splatoon is off to a great start in Japan.
Yeah, a little bit.
I was gonna say it has to be halfway. Well, maybe it's just around here because it was hard to find because I didn't get them the first wave through.
Yeah,
and then Walmart was out, GameStop was out because I called them, or the guy just didn't know what he was talking about, and then Best Buy was out.
Yeah,
first because I didn't get it the launch weekend, but I think I called because when did I check? Like Monday, so it had been 4 or 5 days.
And the Splatoon amiibo were like really hard to find.
Yeah, those I had pre-ordered, thankfully. I had gotten a pre-order of those stuck through.
And the Wii U hardware also saw an increase in sales by 232.73%.
Not surprising. Tons of people playing Splatoon, and then you're like, oh, hey, you should go get this now. You need a Wii U and Splatoon so we can fight each other and play together. And
for those interested, Best Buy is the exclusive retailer. They're selling a Wii U Splatoon bundle where you get the Wii U and...
It's just a regular Wii U, isn't it?
Yeah,
I want more designed Wii U's. Come on, Nintendo.
But if you're looking to get a Wii U just for Splatoon, maybe. Yeah. Then...
Oh, yeah, it's still a good deal. I'm just saying. I mean, I love my Zelda one, so I want more. I would actually theoretically buy a second Wii U if they made more cool ones, because we have enough games that we play where we could play online on multiple TVs.
Yeah.
So, moving over to Smash Brothers, we finally have a date for when we can expect Lucas to launch for his DLC. He comes out, it's available for purchase on June 14th.
Wow, that's soon.
Yeah, that is soon.
A couple days.
Yeah, so on June 14th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, Lucas will be available for purchase on Smash Bros. For Wii U and Nintendo 3DS.
And stocks will disappear.
Nintendo also revealed on the same day you'll be able to grab your Splatoon amiibo Mii Gunner costumes. So if you pre-ordered Splatoon at GameStop, you got a free code for this. I'm assuming you'll probably also be able to purchase it
later. I would imagine, yeah.
And we're also getting finally getting the Miiverse Smash Brothers stage that day too. That they teased even before the game was out.
Yeah.
So finally getting that. It also comes out on June 14th. Splatoon managed to become one of the YouTube's top 10 trending games for the month of May. So more people watching Splatoon in the top 10 of all games watched on YouTube for the month of May.
Yeah, I think it helps that the matches are relatively short. I mean, you could watch a whole match and not be out anytime.
So it went up against the likes of The Witcher 3. So you guys playing Witcher 3? That's everybody's talking about that.
I haven't gotten it yet. I've been waiting for it to drop. I have too many other games to play.
Yeah, I can wait.
So Activision also announced the next Skylanders entry for this holiday season. They come out with one every year. This one's called Skylanders Superchargers. The thing about it this time is you're going to have vehicles you can buy for the Skylanders. You can drive around in the Skylanders game in these vehicles. So, well, that's interesting by itself.
For kids, that's a good game.
Because they've always had forward support for all of these, haven't they? Like with
you can use the older ones on the new ones, but you can't use the new ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm sure you can still use the same character. You just need the vehicles.
Supercharger. You take your vehicle and one of the giants.
I'm sure there's still limits.
No, I want to see this. I want to see this happen.
So I'm assuming it's going to kind of be like the one 2 years ago where they had the ones where you take apart and mix and match them.
Yeah, the mix. Whatever.
Swap Force.
Swap Force. Yeah.
So it's probably the similar idea, but. The people in the Velvet Team were on a podcast recently. They were there to promote the game, kind of talk about it, and they were asked a question. So, you guys gonna support Amiibo? And they basically said like, we have nothing to talk about this time. We're just here to talk about Skylanders. But they did tease with we have a big surprise at E3.
We'll have a surprise at E3.
Well, and in response to the Amiibo question, wouldn't the chip just need to be programmed so it works as an Amiibo support as well as... You wouldn't have to make new Amiibos. You could just sell the Skylander figures.
So the Skylanders use these like the portal that the game comes with. So I'm assuming the technology must be different from the one the Amiibo uses. But I'm assuming if it's because this is going to be exclusive, obviously, to the Wii U version, I'm sure. Which if you have a Wii U, you have the gamepad, which has it built in. So this is the one way that they could get me to buy a Skylanders game is if they had Amiibo support in it.
You would be out of so much money. You would buy all the Skylanders.
No, I would just use whatever it comes with, and then I'd just be like, I'm waiting to use my Amiibo.
I will use my Mario and my Pikachu. There's your Fire and Electric right there.
So, Nintendo has been... So you guys are familiar with the Nintendo's Creators Program, which is a program where if your video gets flagged for content on YouTube, you can join this program to get some of the revenue back from the lost revenue that you would have gotten. So, while that's all controversial and stuff, and a lot of people think it sucks, a lot of goodwill Nintendo's doing is they've been choosing select members of this program to come to E3 for free. They just give them... They have to pay their way, but they give them the tickets and... There you go. 3-day pass.
I was gonna say if I got passes to go, and I could easily find the money to go.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's. I don't know how strict they are, but in past years, you had to have a press pass to get into E3.
Mm-hmm. The exceptions are, of course, like contests.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I mean, that's.
That's what I mean.
None
Yeah.
too
Like,
shabby.
if you could get in, I'd be like, no problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. It's one of those things I still hope to do someday. Let's go to E3. So
Eventually.
So just announced today of this recording, Nintendo announced that Sakurai is going to host a Super Smash Bros. Presentation on June 14th. So of course we just mentioned that Lucas and a bunch of other stuff is coming out that day. So this presentation is probably going to focus on that, but hopefully might get a little something extra at the end. You never know. So that's going to be on at 7:40 a.m. Pacific time, 10:40 a.m. Eastern time. So that's 9:40 our time. Yeah. So excited for that. And then also today, Capcom announced Mega Man Legacy Collection is coming to the Nintendo 3DS. It's going to be a collection of all 6 of the NES Mega Man games in one digital collection. It's going to have extra content such as artwork and a new challenge mode. Museum mode is what they're calling it with artwork.
Breathing intensifies.
Yeah. So, last week, Capcom also announced that they're working on launching a new Mega Man animated series. I want to say for 2017. So I think the wheels are starting to turn to get Mega Man back into the limelight.
I'm afraid. I'm terribly afraid.
Well, Mega Man's had several. He's had like an American cartoon. He's also had several anime. So.
Mm-hmm. The first one I remember him ever showing up in was Captain N the Game Master, and it was awful. And then there was the animated series, which just painted them as a bunch of idiots. And I'm sorry, I really like Mega Man, but there's not been any justice for any of the animated styles.
Did you ever see the one based off the NT Battle Network Mega Man games?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I did. Well, okay. I'll backpedal a little bit. There was the Maverick Hunter OVAs, but those were a little more serious undertoned.
Yeah, I just remember seeing the Battle Network series like after I was done watching Pokemon and stuff like that on Saturday mornings.
Never saw that one.
Yeah, I never played those, but it seemed like an okay cartoon if you're into the game series.
It looked a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh to me. The animated series.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, and that's all I got. That's the most pertinent news of the last week. You guys got anything to add?
No,
not really.
All right.
I haven't played anything other than Splatoon pretty much for the last week, so.
And we're going to play some more, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hopefully I can catch you online. They're supposed to come out with an update for Splatoon where you can, like, if you have a bunch of people online together, you can like stick together and
that's even if it would just group up. So like if I like backed out to change weapons, like it just backed you out. It didn't kick. Like I didn't just leave your game. Like if we would both back out, and then you can just click you're still ready. So as soon as I'm done, I hit ready, and we just join the next. Yeah. Yeah,
I was super depressed when I finally got a hold of you, and then the next match starts and you're gone. Like, oh,
yeah.
Where'd you go?
And then the other annoying part is after you switch weapons, like we went back to join you. Well, you're already in a match, so you have to wait till it finishes. So it's like, your wait time is 3 minutes. Well, screw this. We'll just play another game and then join them right after it. Like,
it'd be better if you could at least watch the match that you're currently waiting for to finish.
Yeah, even if you just see what they see. Like, you can't really help them if you don't, if you're in the same room watching. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it'd at least be more entertaining than just sitting there watching the little screen countdown. And I can only play that little jumping mini game so much.
Mm-hmm. So there's a little game, like a little retro, like
while it's waiting for players
on the gamepad, you can play this game while you're waiting. So there's a lot of things that they could fix, but overall the game's still
Oh yeah, it
fantastic,
just needs it doesn't need any major. It just needs some small tweaks to make it. I don't know, like more fluid,
more streamlined.
Yeah,
and one of the things being the Kali and Mari little thing that they show you every time you start the game. It's like, I understand the point of it, but
I feel like after you've been through, like if anything, they should just say like it should just show you like
because it shows
the screen and show you the 2 matches that are for regular and the 2 for ranked, and then it should just be like, okay, you just push A to go past it.
It even shows the levels when you go into
That's
the
yeah.
So it's like just find it there. But thanks guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. On that, I'm Denton, along with
Anthony
and
Dane.
catch you guys later.
Bye.